Hello students, myself Ms. Amrita Dada, your physics teacher, and here I am welcoming you all to part 2 of the chapter Motion in Plane. We have covered part 1 in which we have discussed about the velocities, acceleration, displacement, path length, and even we have seen about the equations of kinematics. Okay. So after seeing that, we have also discussed about the instantaneous velocity, the average velocity. So all the concept which is related to that we have discussed in the part 1. So here I am welcoming you to part 2 in which we are going to use that all concept and we are going to derive a equation, and that equation is of projectile motion. So this particular part is going to describe you all about projectile motion itself. We are going to see what is the meaning of projection, what is the meaning of projectile motion, and then we are going to derive equation for the same. Okay, so let's start with the point. Before starting the point, I just wanted to discuss some examples with you all so that you will exactly get the idea what is the projectile motion. Okay, suppose boys are playing cricket, and those children are playing cricket, and bowler is throwing ball towards batsman. What exactly happening over there? When he is throwing ball towards the batsman, what exactly happens over there? He gives the projection to his hand with making some angle, right? So this is nothing but projection. So when you throw any object towards something by making some angle is called as projectile motion. Bowler throws ball is the example which we have discussed. Then children are playing on playground and throwing stones on the trees. Then that will be the example. Then also many things when you are going to throw teachers throw chalk towards the non-attentive student. It was in past actually. Right now we cannot do that as we are in virtual contact with each other. So the teachers which were in the traditional format of education, they throws chalk towards the student which are not attentive in the class. So even that is nothing but the projection. Okay, so that is the example of projectile motion. So what you come across after looking at this example, when any object is thrown with some force in air, okay, so it creates some angle. Like I am throwing ball towards batsman, so what will happen? I am taking the ball and then throwing. So it is creating some angle with respect to the horizontal surface. Right, and then the ball goes to the batsman and then it will go towards the ground. So this is nothing but the procedure behind the projectile motion. So we all are going to discuss all this procedure by using the diagram which you can see on the board. See, you can see the diagram on the board here. So what you can observe in this, just observe the diagram. So after looking at the diagram, what I am going to explain it to you is, suppose I am throwing a ball. Okay, before moving towards the diagram, I just wanted to remind something to you that we have studied in part 1. What was that? We have seen motion in plane in 2 dimensions, right? Along x-axis as well as along y-axis. So anything that means velocity, acceleration, displacement, we are going to split that into 2 axes because we are going to study all the motions in this chapters by considering 2 dimensions, which is in 2D. So here even you can see 2 axes are there, x and y, and the motion is being described by the 2D, that is 2 dimensions. Okay, so now let's move towards the diagram. Okay, so what I am going to tell you is, suppose I am standing over here and I am throwing ball. Okay, not only ball, I can throw anything, right? Suppose consider any object I am throwing in air. So if I am throwing the object in air, so it will cover this distance. At some point it becomes stable and then it goes or it comes to the earth due to gravitational acceleration. As we all know, anything which is thrown in the air will come back to the earth, which is due to the gravitational acceleration. So same thing is going to happen over here. It is covering this path. At this point it is stable, and then again it is coming back to the ground, and this much is the path which is being covered by that object. Okay, so the path which is covered by that object is known as trajectory of that object, because it is covering some path. Okay, so along that trajectory, what happens to the velocity, and what happens to the acceleration? So basically we are going to divide the velocity into two components. First one is horizontal and second one is vertical. So while we are studying anything regarding with the angle, so we have to divide that with respect to cos and sin, as we have to define the angle also. Here you can see the angle. So the velocity components are divided into two, vertical and horizontal. So here you can see ux, which is the horizontal velocity, is nothing but Vx, and it is known as u cos theta. Okay, so we are going to define this ux, which is horizontal velocity along x axis, as u cos theta, and there will be the vertical velocity also. That vertical velocity is being defined by uy, which is u sin theta. Okay, so here u and v are two velocities. First is initial and another one is final. Both are in two components. So here you can see Vy, even I have written Vy is according to the kinematics equation, which is u, consider v is nothing but u plus at, right? So as we are going to consider along the y-axis, so it is Vy is equal to uy plus a by t. Okay, so this much equations we have to consider. We are moving forward towards this. Just first of all we are going to explain the diagram. So have a look at the diagram. As I told you, it has been covered a trajectory, and velocities goes on changing, and it is according to the components, that is sin and cos. After that, what exactly happens? Does it increases as it goes up, or does it increases when it comes down? About velocity, what happens exactly over there? Answer is, when the object is moving in upward direction, the velocity goes on. What happens to velocity and acceleration? As you can imagine, when you throw a ball in air, velocity actually decreases. At some point it will be 0, and then suddenly it comes back, and it comes with maximum acceleration, and with maximum velocity attracted towards the earth. So this is nothing but the increasing and decreasing of the velocity and acceleration. Now, as we are saying that we are going to throw an object in air, so it is in opposite direction to the gravitational acceleration, right? So when it is going in upward direction, that acceleration is given by ay, and it should be minus g. As you all know, g is gravitational acceleration, and its value is 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, so when you are throwing object which is in opposite direction with respect to the earth gravitational field, it should be negative, obviously. So I have written ay is equal to minus g over here. When it is coming towards the earth, it will be positive, because it is attracted towards the earth. Okay, so here I have written all the components. You can see over here, at point A, horizontal velocity is ux, vertical velocity is vy, and combination of both, obviously it is been resolved, right? So it is total velocity is v. Then at point P, which is the highest point of the trajectory, at this point you can see this vy component is not there. Why it is not there? Because after that point it is going to come down, so vy component is not there. So at this point only ux should be there, vy is not there, because it is not going upward beyond this, it is going to come downwards. Okay, so I haven't written vy over here, because vy is 0 at point P, which is the highest point of trajectory. Then it is coming down. Suppose the point is B, then again horizontal will be ux, vertical it is in downward direction obviously, it is vy, total of this is v. At point q it is on the ground, okay. So at point q, vertical it is downwards vy, horizontal it is ux, and it is making an angle theta, okay. So as we have seen that velocity, acceleration, trajectory, maximum point. Now what is this? What is this? While we are throwing any object inside air, it goes to some point on the ground. So it comes to point Q and it has been started from point O. So this is nothing but the range of projectile. It is being ranged. Okay. So R is nothing but range of projectile. And this height is called as maximum height of projectile, or you can say height. This is actually maximum, so we are going to call it as maximum height of projection. This is range of projectile. UV are velocities of projection. A is what? Acceleration of projection. Now as it is going to displace some distance, so we have to define even the displacement also. So it is been given by Sx and Sy. Sx is along x-axis and Sy is along y-axis. Okay. So by using all the definitions of u, v, then kinematic equation, we are going to derive the equations for this. First of all, now step by step we are going to define all the content, all the terms which is related to this. For the very first, we are going to define this. Then we are going to define this displacement Sx and Sy, what it will be. Then we are going to see what will be time of flight. How much time is required to cover a total trajectory. That we are going to find. Now, as I have told you that how much time is required to cover, right? So it is being divided into two. First is time of ascent, which is year to year. And second one will be time of descent from this point to this point. Okay. So by combining both of them, you will get time of flight. Okay. So first of all, we will find T0, which is half of the trajectory. Then we can multiply it by 2. Then we will get the time of flight. So that will be the first aim of our to find out the time of flight. Then we are going to find out the range. Then the height. These three things we are going to find out in this lecture, and even after finding all of these three things, we are going to define and we are going to derive the equation of this motion, and we are going to see how is the path, either it is circular or parabolic or elliptical or hyperbola. In conic section you must have seen in mathematics, so it is been given by which kind of conic section, so that we are going to define. Okay, so again I am going to tell you, just have a look at the diagram and we are going to start with the derivation now. So please pay concentrated over here, pay attention over here. Okay, so you can see the diagram once. So we will be starting with this equation only. Okay. So as we have written, Vy is equal to Uy plus A by T. We are going to put all the values in there. So what will be Vy? Vy will be, what is Uy? Uy is U sin theta. So U sin theta. What is Ay? It is minus G. So it is minus G T. So we have got value for Vy, value for Vx. Okay, and even Ux and Uy we have. We are going to find out values for Sx and Sy now. I will write here. Sx is nothing but Ux into T. How I got this? As you all know, what is velocity? Velocity is nothing but displacement divided by time. So what will be displacement? Displacement will be velocity into time. So we got the equation as velocity into time, which should be along x-axis. So I have taken Ux into T. So we are going to put the value for Ux. It is U cos theta. It is U cos theta into T. So let it be here only. So Sx is nothing but u cos theta into t. So I have got the value for Sx. Now it's turned to Sy. Sy will be what? It will be Vy. Sy, it is vertical, right? So vertical velocity is being given by Vy into t. So what is Vy? Vy is here u sin theta into t is there. So I will multiply it by t minus g. T is already there into t. It will be minus g d. So we have got value for Sx and Sy also. So we are having all the values, and now we are going to substitute the values. By substituting, we will get first aim of ours, which is time of light. Okay, so let's move towards to find out time of light. Now, to find out time of light, as I told you, time is being divided into two: time of asset and time of descent. So first we'll see over here, as the particle is coming here at point P. So at P, we are going to consider T as T0, and as I have told you, what is Vy over here? At this point, Vy is 0 because the particle is not moving upward than P. So we are going to substitute Vy is equal to 0. Where we are going to substitute? In the equation of Vy itself. Where is the equation of Vy? Here. So we will substitute Vy as 0 and T as T0 over here. So what we will get? As Vy 0 is equal to u sin theta minus g T0. Instead of T, I have written T0. So from this, I can get the value for T0. So I will write like this. So I got this much. So this is nothing but time of asset, which is this, up to point this. Now, as I told you, what will be time of descent? It will be same. Okay, it will be same. So we are going to say capital T as time of light, and that is nothing but twice of T0. So we are getting value for time of light as 2u sin theta upon g. So value for time of light is 2u sin theta upon g. Okay, so we have derived all the equations first for velocities as well as for displacement, and then by taking some substitution we have derived the formula for t, which is time of flight. Now what we are going to done after this, we are going to find out value for r. So range. To find range, what we can do, what you can observe over here, this r is nothing but the displacement along x-axis. So again I can write this r is nothing but displacement. So as we have seen over here, Sx is ux into t. So what it will be? R will be ux into t again. So is it small t or capital T? As you can see over here, r is the total distance which is being covered by the trajectory. So it will require total time, that means time of light, not only t0. It will require capital T. So I will write here capital T. So we can put the value for this, which is u cos theta, and into t we can put over there. Okay, so I will put the values over there. Ux is, here you can see, u cos theta. So it is u cos theta into, what is t? 2u sin theta upon g. It is 2u sin theta upon g. So what I will do, this u and u will be get u square. So u square by g I am writing, and I am writing this. So what is there inside the bracket? What the term tells you? 2 sin theta into cos theta. It is from the mathematics formula of trigonometry. So it is nothing but sin 2 theta. So this formula gives us the idea about sin 2 theta. This is r. So we got the value for r also. Now this is depending on g is fixed, right? So it depends on the angle which is there. So when it will be maximum, what will be the maximum value for r? It should be maximum value of sin theta. So maximum value of sin theta is nothing but 1. So when this angle comes out to be 1, value for this comes out to be 1, we are getting maximum range. So we will just take that step. That means sin 2 theta should be 1. So what will be 2 theta? At what values or what angles sin is giving value 1? At obviously 90. At 90 sin is giving number 1. So it should be 90 degree. So what will be theta? It should be actually 45. So at the angle of 45, when we are pushing this, at the angle of 45, we will get the maximum range. It will be R max is equal to u square by g only. Okay, when it is giving maximum at theta is equal to 45. So we have got two formulas. First one is for time of flight, second one is for range. Now we are going towards the maximum height. So I will just rub this and we will find out what is maximum height over there. So as we have defined range, in similar way we are going to find out the maximum height. So I will write only height over here. So for this, for defining this, what I can say, I will say h is equal to what it should be, as it is in vertical sense, it should be Vy into T. It should be Vy. And what should be T? Is it capital T or T0 I want? As it is at highest point, it is only, we are going to require only half of the time. So it should be only T0. We are not requiring capital T. That is, time of flight is not required over here. So we will just substitute the value. What is Vy? U sin theta into T0 minus G T0 square. It will be. Okay. So now what we can do, we can put the value for T0. What is T0 that we have got? It is u sin theta upon G. So I will substitute value for T0. This so this I have got. Now you will see what you can do over here. So it will be u into u square, sin into sin, sin square theta divided by g minus, this is the square, that is u square sin square theta upon g square. One of the g will get cut, so we will get we have to put half over here. Why? Because it is nothing but the kinematic equation, so half it should be there. So we will have half over here also. So here it should be half. So what it will be? 1 minus half will be half. So u square sin square theta divided by g. This is the maximum height what we got. Okay, so did you got this correction? I'm sorry about it. This should be half GP square. Okay. After looking at this, we have come to know about the idea of projection, what is the meaning of projection, then the diagram, then all the concept which is related to diagram means ux, uy, vx, vy, ay, then sx, sy, and then we have done the correction which is being done by me. It was my mistake, so we have corrected that. Then we have find out time of light, then we have find out the range, then we have find out the height. So all of this is being very important for this. So this is very important concept, so you have to learn this. And if you are having any query regarding this, do comment, I will solve your query. Just have a look. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to find out the equation of projectile motion. So we have to consider some substitutions over there. Okay, so just have a look and we are going to see what happening over there. Okay, let's move towards the next section, which is equation of projectile motion. To find out the equation of projectile motion, we have to consider the two equations which we have already derived. The first one is Sx, which is u cos theta into t, and Sy, which is written over here. Now, what we are going to substitute? We are going to substitute Sx is equal to x and Sy is equal to y. Okay. So after substituting this, what I will get? What it will be here? It is nothing but x is equal to u cos theta into t. So I will get the value for t from this equation. So what will be t over here? It will be x divided by u cos theta. Is it right? Yes. It should be x divided by u cos theta. We are going to substitute this value in this equation. We will be substituting 2. First is Sy is equal to y. Second is t is equal to x by u cos theta into this equation. So we will get y is equal to u sin theta into t. Instead of t, x upon u cos theta minus half g, t square is there, square of this. Okay, so this is the equation. Now we will just rearrange. U sin theta, u will get cancel over here. Sin theta by cos theta is tan theta. Tan theta into x minus half g upon u square cos square theta into x square. So this is the equation which we got from the above equations. Now we can just compare this equation, or I can just say this is in the form of this. This is actually, you can compare both the equations. It is actually in this form. It is ax plus b, this can be b x square. So this is nothing but the equation of parabola. Okay. So this gives you idea about the projectile motion. The projection will comes out to be in parabolic motion. It is in parabolic part. Okay. So this is all about today's session, in which we have done all about projectile motion. We have seen time of light, range of light, maximum height, and equation of projectile. If you have any query regarding this, do comment. I will definitely solve it. Thank you so much.